Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We've already done our introductions, but my name is Devansh Changotia, and I'm here with my colleagues, Katie and Sarah, and we're representing Harris Consulting, and we've been retained by HP to transform the company's practices to be more ethical and sustainable according to HTG 12. Now, we're really happy to be here with you all, and we hope you all are doing well and staying safe. This presentation will be divided into three sections. First, I'm going to talk about the ethical issues with the current practices in the printing industry and HP. Then Sarah will talk about the solutions to HP's problems specifically. And lastly, Katie will talk about the benefits and impact of our solution. So without further ado, I'm going to get us started. And so I'm going to divide the ethical issues into two parts. First, the environmental dilemma, and second, the consumer and human rights dilemma. An important ethical issue with the printing industry's current practices is the environmental impact of the printing ink. Now, the printing ink is comprised of many ingredients like the coloring dyes, the deionized water, the ethylene glycol, the butyl urea, among others. And throughout the year, millions of non-empty cartridges are thrown away with dried up ink. And since the ingredients are extremely harmful to the environment, this causes a lot of bad harm to the environment. Now, for instance, the dyes that provide color to the ink they contain heavy metals like copper and sulfur and have been proven to cause soil and water pollution that have led to severe allergic reactions. The inks are also petroleum based, and not only is petroleum a non-renewable source of energy, but also it emits high contents of VOCs, which is detrimental to the environment. Moreover, printing requires paper, and paper has also been known to cause a lot of harm. Specifically, 42% of global wood harvest is used to make paper, which causes large-scale deforestation. And by saving a ton of paper, we can save 17 trees, 26,000 liters of water, and 4,000 kilowatts of energy. Now, secondly, the plastic cartridges themselves cause severe impact to the environment. This is because manufacturing just a single cartridge emits 5 kgs of greenhouse gases, and it takes approximately 1,000 years to fully decompose. Moreover, plastic's share of worldwide oil consumption is predicted to increase from 6% in 2014 to 20% in 2050. Now, this is a big increase, and it can increase the chances of global warming and oil spills. Now, with the consumers becoming more and more aware of how their actions today will impact the future tomorrow, for HP to continue their harmful plastic production is going to be detrimental to both the environment and their brand. This will cause the consumers to seek out alternative solutions. Now, moving on to the second section of ethical issues is the consumer and human rights issues. Now, what's interesting is that most HP printers contain something called an intelligent ink chip. Now, this chip is supposed to report to the printer when the cartridge is empty or out of date. But according to a study, it's found out that the printer reports on average that there was 20% of ink remaining. And it reports that the cartridge is empty when there was 20% of ink remaining, with actual numbers ranging from 6 to 64%. Now, this marketing strategy from HP is unethical and can cause damage to their customer loyalty. Now, secondly, the HP has also come under attack for their over-reliance on Asian sweatshop suppliers that employ students as young as 16 to work as interns on their production lines. Now, these factories have ties with the schools and colleges these students attend. So they coerce the students to work for them by threatening to cut their education funding or not allow them to graduate. These students are forced to work long shifts for months in a row without breaks. And this actually totals to them working on average 81 hours a week. That has led to several suicides and reports of employee mismanagement against these companies. Now, that was an overview of the issues with the printing industry and HP. Now I'm going to bring on Sarah, who's going to talk to you about the solutions that we propose. Thank you.
Yes. So to tackle the tackle the problems mentioned by Devansh, environmentally, we would like for HP to turn to sustainable production by implementing two things. The first would be vegetable-based ink, and the second is refillable bioplastic cartridges. So the vegetable-based ink is actually renewable ink, which is made out of vegetable oil like soybean or corn, and is much more sustainable as compared to the petroleum-based ink that HP is currently selling, as actually it takes less amount of ink to print the same amount of paper. And this is because soy-based ink spreads approximately 20% further than petroleum-based ink. Another advantage of vegetable-based ink is that it actually helps save paper, as after printing, it starts fading away. And after a while, once all the ink is faded away, that paper can be easily reused or recycled. And to incorporate the feedback that we got from yesterday, we would like to mention that this is not a universal solution which can be implemented in all of the industries, especially this cannot be implemented in industries where publishing books is required. But this is a really beneficial solution for industries that use single-use printing, like credit card industries, restaurant bills, shopping bills. The second way we want HP to turn to sustainable production is by using refillable bioplastic cartridges, which are made out of biomass sources like recycled food waste. So the cartridges that HP is currently selling, actually the waste from over 3 billion cartridges is unaccounted for, which gets disposed of into landfills, oceans, and causes water pollution and air pollution. So to overcome these problems, we would like for HP to turn to bioplastic cartridges, which are made out of recycled waste. These cartridges actually do get decomposed in 80 days through sunlight and oxygen, whereas the cartridges that HP is currently selling does take quadruple the amount of time. To tackle the consumer and human dilemma issue mentioned by Devansh, the less toxic ingredients in this vegetable-based ink would actually improve the working conditions in the sweatshops for these workers. And also, we would like to improve the intelligent ink microchip by using infrared scanners to improve the accuracy of these chips. Now, I would like to give it over to Katie, who will talk about the benefits of implementing these solutions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. It was incredible. Now I would like to talk about how our solution will help HP and the printer ink industry resolve the environmental ethical dilemmas and the human rights dilemmas that are currently present in the industry. First, in terms of the environmental ethical dilemma, HP will significantly reduce the amount of toxic chemicals generated in the environment through the manufacturing of inks. That is, the amount of volatile organic compounds that are contained in vegetable-based inks are 25 times lower than those contained in the oil-based inks. Second, HP could could foster more recycling because the vegetable-based inks are easily removed from the paper compared to the oil-based inks, making recycling more smoother jobs for the consumers. Third, HP will also reduce the amount of plastic waste in the environment. Currently, there are over 300 million plastic cartridges disposed of annually, which equates over 17,500 tons of waste. However, because the bioplastic refillable cartridges could be refillable, these plastic waste will be close to none. In addition, because fewer production of cartridges will be needed, HP could save the amount of electrical energy waste, meaning that they could reduce the amount of deionized water generated as well. Next, in terms of the human rights dilemmas, there are multiple factors in their solution that will help protect the workers' labor rights at HP and HP suppliers. First, workers will experience less exposure to toxic ingredients through the manufacturing process of inks. HP could therefore provide a cleaner working environment to the workers. Second, because fewer amount of production of plastic cartridges will be needed with the refillable bioplastic cartridges, and because fewer amount of irrigation and fertilizers will be needed in the manufacturing process of vegetable-based inks, HP could reduce the amount of labor that they were heavily relying on their factories. Consequently, HP could protect the workers from overworking while making sure that their workers do not lose their current jobs. Third, HP could also expect to have an increase in revenue due to the reduction in the manufacturing costs and higher demand in their products. Therefore, HP could have more capital investment in the manufacturing equipment. Combine these factors together, HB could improve their company's morale to make sure that they provide a better working conditions for the workers. With this implementation, we could see a great future of HB having a higher ethical standards in their business. Our solutions will also help HB address the SDGs goal of 12 to ensure sustainable production and consumption patterns in the printer inks. That's all we have from Harris Consulting today. Thank you very much for your time and for having us, and we are very excited for HB's brighter future.